Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. It is Saturday night, July 11th, 2020. It is at the peak of summer because god damn is it hot in this state. And it is time. It is that glorious, glorious time for another thrilling episode of In This Very Ring. I am the commissioner. I am Ritz. Over this way, we have, because I looked, we have the United States champion with the better belt, in my opinion, Butters. Big, huge shout out to the man himself, Ralphie D, sitting in the background. Guys, he's got a fan club. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. We here at HUD Radio and In This Very Ring, we are brought to you by our doc, Dr. Paul Vidal at Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC. Check him out on the web. Burlington, Cherry Hill, and Princeton, New Jersey locations. Guys, it is time. It is time to go get yourself checked out by the doc. If you haven't, what are you waiting for? And speaking of time, Butters, what season are we in?
SummerSlam season?
No, fool. It's summertime. Work with me here. Come on. Bring it in. Right? It's summertime. And what is better during the summer than a nice barbecue?
Woo!
You can't do a barbecue on your deck without the deck restoration experts at Ambuck Services. Guys, the summer is here. Gutter cleaning, deck restoration. Call them right now. 856-879-5530. Oh, bask in the glory, Butters. Bask in it, my friend.
I've been basking since Wednesday.
NXT is now limitless. QB54, the best tailgating game in the business. They bring us our poll question for the week. Adam Cole versus Keith Lee. Winner take all was the best match of the week. Agree, disagree. Butters, we start, as always, with you.
Oh, boy, put me on the spot right away, please. So, yes. No, I got to agree.
That was weird, but okay.
I got to agree. You know, match of the week by far. Sorry, Fyter Fest, but you didn't do nothing for me. I didn't catch much of Fyter Fest, but NXT blew me away, and then Keith Lee, Adam Cole match of the week. I give it props for being almost match of the year with all the matches we've had.
Absolutely. No, 100%, 110%. Adam Cole, Keith Lee, and I had to watch it back, right? I had to watch it back and take in all that it was. It was undisputed. It was limitless. It was fantastic.
And it was, it was a match for the ages. It was a back and forth fest that really, it pulls you in. It gets you going.
It does.
Right. The kicking out left and right. Adam Cole, thinking he's got it. 1, 2. Dear God, what do I got to do to keep this man down? Keith Lee says, "You ain't keeping me down."
Not much keeps Keith Lee down. Let's be honest here.
Do what?
Nothing. I said not much keeps the big man down.
True. But, it's time. NXT's time is now NX Lee, and we are just ready for it.
Ooh, I like that. NX Lee.
It ain't mine, unfortunately. I got to give props to WWE for that one.
Fair enough. Well, looky here. It is the Godfather himself, the host of AM and the PM and the flagship show Agree to Disagree. It is Tom Arnone chiming in. Let's go. What's up, Tommy? Oh, hey, it's Jake Friel. Jake Friel, Weekly Roundup. Guys, holy crap. What an absolute treat you missed today if you didn't catch the Weekly Roundup. They had, stand by because I lost the name. I wrote it down for an actual reason. Oh my God.
How dare you?
What was it? Trey Thomas? It's T.R.A. Thomas. I don't want to mess up the guy's name, but it was a fantastic. I'm not a sports guy. Go figure. I host a wrestling show. It was a fantastic interview. The boys from Weekly Roundup, Jake and Steve. They had Chucks, Jimmy from over on the Road to Victory. They were over there. What a fantastic interview. Check them out tomorrow on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Speaker, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your favorite podcasts. Now, where were we? Oh, Jake says, "What's up, boys? I agree to the poll, and my question to you guys is, when do you think Keith Lee gets called up? Better not be anytime soon."
I don't see until at least sometime next year. At the earliest, I will call it the earliest next year.
For sure. Oh, look, it's Mike Adamley. I mean, Michael Chromiak. What's up, boys? Sorry I can't hang, but I have a date. Heath Slater and Keith Lee won the week, fellas. Oh, we're going to talk about Heath Slater in just a moment. Heath Slater might be up there with Keith Lee. Guys, make sure you check out Mike Adamley. Man, that joke never gets old. On Birds of a Feather and Lazy Booking, Tuesdays and Thursdays, respectively. All right, guys. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about by far. Oh, there it is. There's the obligatory butter emoji.
Hey, what can I say? I am Butters. I am the heart-stopping, country-crocking, big tub of love all the ladies want to spread on their bread.
Oh my God, where has that been? Why haven't you ever said that before?
Because it just popped in my head.
Oh, I love that. That is so good. Oh, that might be clip of the week. Oh, Ralph, mark it down, buddy.
And it came out perfect this time.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about Keith Lee versus Adam Cole. Butters, you touched on it a little bit. It was a fast-paced, heart-stopping, gut-wrenching match, right? When you really sit down and you think about it, let's go to it, right? 20 minutes, 19 minutes, 55 seconds. Keith Lee defeating Adam Cole in the winner-take-all match on night 2 of Great American Bash. There is legitimately nothing more I can say about how perfect this match was. I can't find a flaw. From going through the plexiglass and early on, right? It's a callback to, what's the word I'm looking for? That NXT when he put him in the third row.
Yeah. Big time. I mean, that, Keith Lee and that pounce, man, it makes me think, where's Monty Brown been? Come on, man.
Not that far. Don't go that far. Monty Brown was good for legitimately one thing. Oh, look. It's Alex Einhorn. Guys, if you don't know who Alex Einhorn is, he is the mastermind behind it all. When it comes to all the merch you see here at HUD Radio, from the shirt that Butters is wearing, to the In This Very Ring shirt, to the Fix, to Lazy Booking Hockey Happy Hour, it's all there at PhillyDrinkers.com. Guys, go check them out. Get your HUD merch, your tumblers, your swim shorts, your show shirts, your QB factory shirts. It's all right there. Guys, it's fantastic gear. Get it while you can. Pronger's best friend, best match of the week was me versus Lawnmower. Had to replace the pull cord twice. Insert deity, damn it. All right, so Lawnmower 1, Prism 0. Okay, back to the match, right? Back to the match itself. We already talked about the plexiglass spot. The fact that Keith Lee, as big as he is able to do the types of moves that he can, going over the top rope, doing the Spanish fly that we've seen in other matches. He was able to take Adam, what you think would be a sort of David versus Goliath style, has some strength.
I would kind of compare it to a Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles type match.
To some degree, yeah.
Because Samoa Joe is, he's been that size of Keith Lee, can move like a cruiserweight, an X Division, competitor versus like someone like AJ Styles, that I see in Adam Cole that lightweight, but they can go at it like it was just two regular superstars moving, grooving, high flying, let's roll kind of match.
Absolutely. And it's a testament to what Keith Lee can do inside the ring. Mark Henry said it best when you talk about that big guy magic, right? When he was talking on the backstage back when Keith Lee won the North American title. It's so Bam Bam Bigelow, it's crazy. But he took what Bam Bam did and revolutionized it. Said, all right, Bam Bam would do, the moonsault off the top or the second row, whatever it was. Okay. I'm going to go jump over the rope. I'm going to do a Spanish fly. I'm going to grab another man and just flip backwards with him. Like, who does that? Who does that other than Keith Lee? I'll tell you, absolutely nobody.
No, we haven't really seen anything like that. Keith Lee is just taking, he is taking he's taking the ball and run with it. There we go. That's what I was trying to say.
You'll get there.
He wants to break that glass ceiling. He wants to shatter that damn thing. He wants to take that brass ring and shove it through that glass ceiling.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely.
And he is just far for that.
Yeah, correct. I do think when you look at everything that happened this week from all the different matches between Raw, SmackDown, Fyter Fest, the rest of Great American Bash, right? It was an intense, I won't say an intense week, but this was an intense match. This had like pay-per-view quality matches. Well, match style, right? This had big fight feel.
Well, I think that's what they were going for with it being the Great American Bash. They were going for that, takeover pay-per-view feel because we can't really do pay-per-views with a bunch of fans right now, and of course they wanted that friendly competition with Fyter Fest.
It wasn't competition at all. We'll get to that. We'll destroy them properly. But like let's just talk about from the beginning. You cut to Keith Lee. He's in the backstage area, and you hear that all too familiar sound of the Hell in a Cell being lowered, like that boom, 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 boom. Which, by the way, is my favorite music. Like, if I could just get that and that like be for every important moment of my life, that music's playing, I might be set. Right, every build up to everything, right? That music.
Some importance coming.
Yeah, right. Like I at least, oh no, hey, something big's about to happen. I might need to pay attention, right?
Right.
But and then you hear Mauro Ranallo saying how this is dedicated to his trainer who died last week and his grandmother who died when he was 12, and all that build up, and then you hear that fantastic music bask in his glory, for he is limitless, and the NXT arena, right? Because it's a performance center. The NXT and performance center people that are at ringside, they're into it, right? You can see everybody bouncing, moving, and grooving with it, and like it's almost like they took everybody they could and put them in this room. It felt like you could feel the energy, and there wasn't a crowd. And then they do the same thing with Adam Cole.
Yeah.
They talk about how Adam Cole's the longest running NXT champion for over a year. This, that, and the other thing.
What,
and something like that. Rivals Brock Lesnar. Rivals CM Punk with title runs. And you hear Shock the System.
Yeah, but when you say rivals Brock Lesnar, I mean at least in Adam Cole's events he did defend it at least once a month or so.
But no, I understand, right? I'm not trying to downplay either one, but you look at just days on paper, right? Pronger's best friend. Does anyone have NXT exclusive contracts? Does Adam Cole have one of those, or could he or anyone get one? I need you to expand a little bit. Are you saying like Adam Cole's only on NXT?
I think what he's trying to say is, does anybody have an NXT only contract where they don't move to SmackDown or Raw? In which, if that's the case, I don't think so personally. I think they just have a WWE contract that states
They're assigned to the NXT brand at this time.
And then we can move you wherever we see fit, but we'll work with you somehow.
Exactly. I don't think there are NXT exclusive contracts. I know Gargano and Ciampa have openly said, you take me up to the main roster, I'll retire.
Yeah. Even Adam Cole, I don't see him moving up to the main roster anytime soon. They still got so much to do on NXT.
Well, and I don't think you're going to see any more main roster moves until you figure out when you're going back. I'm going to get to Ted's comment in just 1 second, so Ralphie, please leave it there. But I don't think you're going to see any main roster moves because take someone like Bianca Belair, not to get off track, but Bianca came up right at WrestleMania time frame area, and she's been off TV. Yeah, she's been off TV ever since, and solely because they just don't have anything for her. Let me rephrase that. She doesn't fit into the comedy that they took the Street Profits Viking Raiders role. She doesn't fit into the comedy, but the way, and again, we're getting off on a tangent, the way she's been incorporated has been she's made all the Street Profits gear for all these comedy spots, right? So Ted wants to know, how long until we get Keith Lee versus Brock? If WWE really wanted to destroy AEW in the ratings, 100% they'd have Brock Lee feud on NXT, but that'd be a WCW move. You're never going to see Brock Lesnar on NXT.
Never.
Do I think there's a feud? Maybe. It depends on if they move Keith Lee up. It depends on if Brock wants to, do work with a big man. If you think about it, he hasn't worked with a big man, and I say a big man. Taker's a big guy, but he moves. And that he's not a big guy. Keith Lee's a big man.
Most of Brock Lesnar's feuds are with the smaller guys because he puts on better matches with the smaller guys.
Yeah, because he can throw him halfway across the ring.
This is true.
Yeah.
Halfway across the ring or halfway across the arena?
Yeah, take your pick. So you start there, right? I had to figure out where we were. You start with those moments, and then how interactive the crowd was, and how Keith Lee, quotes Rocky, "I will break him." Right? Did you pick up on that? At one point, because I watched it back again last night, because I heard about it. I didn't catch it the first time either. At one point, he quotes Rocky saying, "I will break him," right before I think he jumps off the top rope on Adam Cole or something like that. Right? Like he's in the corner doing something to Adam Cole. It's fantastic stuff. But they are by far the match of the week. They stole Ted saying Keith Lee versus Brock is a money match. You guys saw what happened in the Rumble. Yeah, we were there. We saw it.
Yeah. Watched it live.
I'm going to get to Prisms in a moment. But Ted, you're right. It is a big money match. It's going to be a big money match on the main roster. And you can't even call it a main roster anymore on Raw or SmackDown. Brock won't go because it's NXT. That's solely why he won't go.
They would have to pay him damn near double his contract just for one,
Yeah.
For NXT.
Prism saying that's pretty damning of the bigger show's management if people threaten to retire if you move them up. No, absolutely not. It's just they're comfortable where they're at. They don't have to travel as much.
Well, look at Ciampa. He's had 2 neck injuries. One of them having the neck surgery.
Yep.
NXT is a lighter schedule, so he can do with that neck problem. He can do more on NXT than say if he was to move to Raw or SmackDown. Because if he moves to Raw or SmackDown, then they've got that heavier schedule. He's on the road 300 and something days a year, and you could end up, he could end up pulling an edge and then be out for good. And then what's that going to do for his family? Yeah,
no, that's going to be the worst. That could be the worst.
And he's pretty much said this. He said the same thing. It's a matter of his neck is the bigger issue. With the lighter schedule on NXT, he ain't got to worry about his neck, being another problem. Yes, it's been a problem, but 300 something days a year versus what? 200 something days a year. I'd take the lighter schedule if my neck was that fucked up.
I would too. I absolutely would. I wouldn't ever want to put, if I'm doing great work where I'm at, and I can take care of my body, take care of my neck, take care of my family, still provide for them, fuck going anywhere else. Right? And Ted agrees Lee versus Keith is for Raw or SmackDown, then Headline Mania. It has a possibility. We just got to figure out the timing. But enough about Keith Lee and Adam Cole. Let's talk about Candice LeRae versus Mia Yim.
Ooh.
So
I was kind of hoping, Mia Yim would win it, and then you'd have both, Mia and Keith won their matches for the night, and had that, feel good moment.
yeah, but it works because it works for the Johnny Gargano Candice LeRae storyline that's going on right now.
It does.
Right, with that tease at the end of how they're going to, I think he said cash some checks or something like that or whatever. However he worded it.
Well, it started his feud with Balor.
Yeah.
But I will say, they did put on a hell of a match. I mean,
They did. Until the men's match, this was a match of the night for me. I think it's the men's match and then Candice LeRae and Mia Yim. They put on a great match, and I won't lie, like I knew they were going to do great, but I wasn't expecting them to come out of the gate really strong.
Yeah, but it's the women of NXT. They've always done phenomenal.
No, they absolutely have. But no, when I say come out of the gate strong, I'm talking like that first, like we're 2 minutes in, and here's Mia Yim teeing off on Candice LeRae.
That's
no,
true.
sorry, Candice LeRae teeing off on Mia Yim, right? And I'm like, I'm doing a couple things. I'm playing on the Ritzatron 3000, right? I'm just kind of like, all right, I just started it, this, that, and the other thing. And I hear that first whack. And I was like, go on. You have my attention now.
It's like once that match is over, you're like, how do you follow that? You look at the other matches and you're like, how do you follow that?
You don't. That's how. You don't.
So you just, scrap everything in between and just go to Keith Lee and Cole?
Yeah. Well, because look at it. Like, look what happens afterwards. Bronson Reed versus Tony Nese, 5 minutes and 18 seconds.
Blow-off match.
Yeah. Johnny Gargano versus Isaiah Swerve Scott, which on the network, on the WWE Network replay, I don't know if something happened or whatever, or if that's how it was normally, but they did a backstage segment, and then they cut to Isaiah Swerve Scott in the ring. But his entrance was playing. Like, he had an entrance. So Johnny wins there. Then Legado del Fantasma defeated Drake Maverick and Breezango in 10 minutes and 38 seconds. And then Mercedes Martinez made Santana Garrett eat her boot.
I was sad about this because I'm actually a big Garrett fan.
Oh, I'm a big Martinez fan. I think she's phenomenal in the ring.
She is, but
she's a perfect heel.
But I was kind of like rooting more for Santana Garrett. She hasn't been. I don't think she's had a. Has she had a win lately at all?
I'd have to go back and look.
That's kind of why it's got me down a little. I was like, all right, this is her moment. Get that win, and it's like Mercedes. They're like kind of figures. They build up a return and squash.
Yeah, and they kind of spoiled it for me. I had to think of the word. Because they showed that Mercedes Martinez was coming back tonight. Mm-hmm. And as far as I was under the impression of, they hadn't announced that Santana was going to be, that was who Santana's partner was going to be. It had been kept a secret.
Yeah.
Right? So I felt like they spoiled that. Like, it should have been more Santana comes out and does her thing, and then she's standing there, and then Mercedes music's played.
Yeah.
Let Mario Ranallo freak out and all this other good stuff, right? That would have been better.
I was going to say, Barrow's got some great reactions. That man's got some great reactions.
Oh, he 100% does. I think some of his pop culture references are ill-timed and forced, but, neither here nor there.
I feel like he's a good, JR 2.0 in a sense.
Don't say that too loud. Certain people on this channel don't like JR.
Wham.
Hey, it's Edie. I haven't seen him in, forever. Tick-tock. Karrion Kross is coming for Keith Lee. Ready for the new champion next month. I don't think it's going to be right away, but they do cut the Karrion and Scarlett hanging out in the upper deck.
I could see Karrion coming after the North American before he comes after the world title. Then again,
that's a good possibility.
You know, he'll come for one of them.
Duh.
Well, yeah, but then it could also be Keith Lee giving Karrion Kross his first loss too. Because yes, I get Karrion Kross is gonna be this big monster heel, but we all got to lose in the end. They're never gonna pull another Goldberg.
Don't never say never. It is very possible. Ricky J. Pate chiming in. What's going on, Ricky? That's a new name. Welcome to the show, buddy. Stick around. It gets kind of weird, crazy. And I yell at Butters a lot. Prism says, I hope he gets treated good on whatever show he's on, though. I have a couple of his Topps Undisputed autos. Oh, cool. Very cool. But, I mean, so Mercedes Martinez and Santana Garrett, big deal, right? It's a squash. That's all it was. I didn't care too much about the 6-man tag match, right? I feel like this storyline with Santos Escobar, it could have been, like, I like the build-up. I like the whole, all right, we're going to, abduct these people and essentially brainwash them, for lack of a better phrase, and
have a feel-good moment with the cruiserweight win, like you're like, awesome, and then come out, he's actually the bad guy.
Yeah, like, it was all perfect. It's absolutely perfect.
We got Santos Escobar with the, cruiserweight title.
Boo.
Yeah.
But no, it was a perfect thing, right? And then you have the other two come out, and it looks like they're going to beat up on Drake, and he turns, and it starts out really well, and now it's like, okay, come on. Put more depth to the story. Ricky saying it is his first time watching. Welcome to the party. Enjoy your stay.
Yes, welcome.
Straight jackets get issued next week.
Whoop.
So stuff like that never happens again.
So I am interested with this feud here with Drake Maverick to kind of see where they go with it, but it's like, who else does Drake get with him to take on Escobar and his group of
Well, and Breezango was a good fit though.
Yeah,
right, especially with them doing the Conquistadors little bit in the beginning.
Conquistador?
Yeah.
Conquistador. Key. Not Quee.
Hey, man. Sorry. I've been working since 9 o'clock this morning.
Hey, I've been up since 9.
No excuse. No excuse. You sat in air conditioning all day. I don't want to hear it.
Hey, I don't 5 other days of the week.
Oh, I don't care about those days, though.
They're hot.
I don't.
They're in a warehouse.
I am in this miserable heat from Monday to Saturday. So shut up. Now, moving on. Right? But other than that, night 2 of NXT Great American Bash was hand over fist superior to Fyter Fest. Hand over fist.
Oh, big time. Big time.
Fyter Fest. Right? Now, the only thing I'm upset about for myself is I can't, because I don't have cable. I've established this many a time over. I can't find a good version of the Jericho Orange Cassidy match. I have found semi-decent versions on everything else.
I was going to say, I don't think I've ever found a good version yet.
But Jericho, when I say semi-good, good enough for me to like watch and understand what happened.
Yeah.
But I wanted so bad to watch this Jericho Orange Cassidy match. Right, because I love Jericho. Orange Cassidy is growing on me.
I'm still not sold on the Orange Cassidy thing.
Well, you don't like freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy?
Really?
Dude, I can't make that up. That's the gimmick.
I get it, but I also don't get the whole lazy fighting style he's got.
But it's insane. Like, when you watch it, you're like,
And I
Wait.
get that. I'm really not trying to knock
Hold
it.
on. I have to pause you. Because right here, we have an OGFWO member. Well, let me tell you something, brother. All the fluffomaniacs out there, they are all wishing. They're screaming to the heavens. They're saying their prayers. They're eating their chicken wings. They're telling Pete Evans, happy birthday. Fam, if you haven't done it already, you need to wish the man from Birds of a Feather, Pete Evans, the happiest of birthdays. I speak for Butters, I speak for myself, and I speak for Ralph. Pete, my man, happy birthday. We love you, brother.
Woo, celebrate!
Ricky wants to know, what's your opinion on Dos Strapas Bailey? Lose one.
That's my girl, but I agree. Lose one. Hell, lose both. I don't care.
We need something different. Like I'm getting tired of the same Bailey shtick. We need to.
As much as it's weird to say, get the damn belts back to the Iconics.
Yes, we'll see. The Iconics aren't going to get the title push for a while.
You know, get the damn belts back to the Iconics, because they actually kind of made it a little interesting with their goofiness. As goofy as those two girls are, they still make them belts pretty relevant.
Oh, for sure. Sure.
And you saw, I think it was not this week, but last week, Sasha's little tease with the belt. Bailey was down. Sasha had the belt in her hands around her waist.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did see that. You know, she's going to, if anything, she's going to take the title from, I feel like there's going to be a little switch up here. Because her and Bailey fight Asuka and Kairi on Monday for the tag titles. I could see them winning the tag titles, Asuka dropping the title to Sasha, Bailey retaining over Nikki. No, not even that. I'm sorry. Nikki beating Bailey. And now Sasha's the champion and Bailey's not. And there's your dynamic shift. And that's where Bailey turns on Sasha because Sasha won and Bailey couldn't get the job done. Shock. Right. And now we're off to the races. Now it's over the Raw title.
You know what? Change it up. Wouldn't bother me one bit. I mean, you're leaving Charlotte out of it. How do you feel about that?
But Charlotte's taking some time off for the first time.
Oh boy, there's a shocker.
But she's earned it, right?
Yes, I'm just saying that it's actually quite literally a shocker. I mean, hands down, she bust her ass, but nonetheless, back to Fyter Fest here. What do you think of the championship making a comeback? The FTW.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
I mean, I get what they're saying with it. You know, Brian Cage walking in with something across his, shoulder. You know, the most badass man on the planet right now. I mean, I don't know about that, but still.
Well, and you can see that the FTW title has such a lineage, even though it's a fake title like the $1 Million Championship was, or the Smoking Skull belt, right? But now it gives more depth for the storyline. You can't just keep saying that he's especially with Jon Moxley out.
Well, and then the way they put this match, the way they've pushed it, it's come to a head where it's a lose. It can be a lose-lose situation. The way they pushed Brian Cage to this point that if he loses that match, I mean, where does he go from there? It's somewhat downhill for him.
It's all downhill. It's 100% downhill.
So I mean, they could pull it. Have the FTW for a little while. And do what Taz did, and you pretty much, when he won the ECW, merged it, FTW titles out of the picture. So you have Brian Cage win the AEW, FTW titles out of the picture again. But you've pushed this match to the point where it's like Brian Cage needs this win.
Yeah, especially not having Dean Ambrose. And that hurt. I think that hurt this program. I think that hurt Fyter Fest. I think it hurt Brian Cage. Because Fyter Fest, both nights, right? We talked about it last week how night one felt like another Dynamite, and this one feels the same, right? You have almost the same setup, right? You have, a women's match. You have a couple tag matches. You've got, Like it's copy and paste, just with different people and different stakes. You know, Cody's not on this one, which is okay, right? But you have Kenny Omega and Adam Page defending the title on both shows, almost seemingly back to back. If you watch this match all the way through, right, this whole program all the way through, it was sloppy, especially night 2. It was so sloppy. Your highlight was Chris Jericho, Orange Cassidy.
So,
granted, you don't have your title, right?
Yeah.
But knowing that your title's going down, why wouldn't you put another Cody Rhodes TNT Championship match right there?
Yeah, I mean, you advertise a title match, a main event title match. Why not, like you said, why not put that, in the main event? Well, I wouldn't say the main event because you had Jericho Cassidy, but like you said, let's put it on again.
Well, because you stack, you stack night 1 with the women's world title, the TNT title, and the world tag titles. Night 2 only gets the tag titles again and again. There's no title changing hands. Like at least with Great American Bash, a title changed hands.
Yep.
Right. Like only 2 titles. Like because Io was in a non-title match with Sasha.
See, and from what I understood, that was originally supposed to be a title match.
I think it was supposed to be, and I think at the last minute they realized that they screwed up and changed it, and I'm okay with that. Right, I'm okay. That's fine, right? Because we were able to build the Asuka thing behind it.
Because I was confused at first, and I'm like, whoa, wait, why ain't this for the title? What the hell? It's like they teased the title match, and now it ain't. So Nyla Rose, of course, squashes 2 enhancement talents because that's pretty much how I feel they are. And then she vows to reveal she's going to have a manager soon. So, well, the big tease is potentially her new manager is going to be Vicky Guerrero. Oh, God. That bad.
Nothing against Vicky. Right. Let me be very clear. I have nothing against Vicky. I think she's a great manager. Mm-hmm. Why are we bringing in old WWE managers? Why aren't we building up somebody new? Finding somebody. There's a manager out there. There's somebody out there that can't cut it in the ring, but is great on the mic and can manage her. Or here's a novel idea. Wait. Why don't we just teach Nyla how to speak? Because here, let's look at this. No, not you, Siri. I'm going to. So there were 11 matches between the 2 nights of Fyter Fest.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 managers out of half the field. No, more than half. Back up. Right? Because you have, I said 11 matches.
I'd say about 80%.
So you have one side and the other side, right? So that's 22, and you have 8. Right? Why do you need another one?
Well, not to mention, like you said, why are they bringing in old talent when they first brought this, talking about this promotion, didn't they talk about making new talent, making new,
promoting new people?
Yeah, so where is that? I get it. We get a bunch of people like, Orange Cassidy and Britt Baker and Nyla Rose and all them, but you're still bringing in old talent, Jake the Snake Roberts to manage, Lance Archer and Taz.
It just makes no sense. And don't get me wrong, right? I like Arn. I like Taz. I like some of these people they brought in, right? I think Matt Hardy's being underutilized, right? Tully Blanchard with Sean Spears. I almost called him Ty Dillinger. Right?
Wrong. I mean, honestly.
So hold on, because Ralphie, I forgot Ralphie messaged me. He stepped away for a moment, so I want to go back and read some of these comments right here. Prism wants to know if Charlotte will ever start a women's Four Horsemen since Tully's Blanchard's daughter is a wrestler. I think if WWE can pick up Tessa, I think we see that.
There's rumors going around. If they do a women's Evolution 2, like they're talking about this year, WWE has actually been possibly may have already signed her because they're throwing big money at her to get her.
I mean, I would, right? She's the first woman to hold the world heavyweight title.
Yeah, and apparently they are offering her big money after TNA fired her. I mean,
Edie. What are your thoughts on the worst segment of the year, the karaoke segment? Oh, that hurts my heart.
I was going to say, it had to hurt your heart, didn't it?
Oh, it does, because I'm a karaoke junkie when there's no virus happening. I actually liked it. I thought it was fantastic. It was hysterical.
I thought my ears were bleeding, but
I mean, but again, I'm used to it. I'm a karaoke junkie. It was a train wreck waiting to happen. I loved it.
You could tell those women were cringing because there really wasn't a crowd for them to.
No, that's like it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Karaoke's winding down, and all the drunks are up there singing.
I was going to say because you could tell that if they had a crowd, they wouldn't be cringing as much. They wouldn't be as nervous.
And you can I was watching it back. I was like, huh, I know somebody like that. Huh, that reminds me of this person. Huh, that's this person. Ricky saying, I can't see Sasha versus Bayley happening. They've worked themselves out of a match, but they can work themselves right back in.
They've done it so many times with other matches. They work it out, and then all of a sudden they can throw that wrench back in there and go, here we go. Here's our match.
I don't think Undertaker's scared of facing King Corbin. I think King Corbin doesn't deserve to be in the ring with the Undertaker.
Well, there's that, but I think Undertaker's finally found his match to go out on.
Yeah, also, duh. Ted wants to know, how is the puppy battle royale?
Wait, what?
Don't ask. Just don't. No, we're not going. No.
Okay.
No. Just no. Damn it. Oh, God. Of course, Ted wants to know about the pup. No, we're not talking about it. I'm sorry. Fyter Fest to me, they really dropped the ball. They truly did.
And it was funny. And it's kind of ironic because week 1 at Fyter Fest, you had the Young Bucks on their little podcast show, whatever you want to call it. I don't remember the name of the show. Were teasing and making fun of WWE for announcing Great American Bash going up against Fyter Fest, for 2 weeks. Blah, 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 with the whole ratings thing. And then here we are. Great American Bash has blown AEW out the water.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like you just screwed yourself over.
I didn't see any NXT or AEW this past 2 weeks. You didn't miss anything with AEW. NXT is worth going back and watching. Ricky says the karaoke contest was pointless and led to nothing. Also add cringeworthy. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. Don't get me wrong. Hold on. Let me preface everything. It was dumb, right? It was useless. It didn't fit the story. Not the story. It didn't fit the program at all. Right now, I will say the Naomi Lacey brawl at the end, that was funny.
Pointless, maybe not. It puts the women on the show for the week. I think that's what they're going for.
And we're starting a new feud. We're starting a feud between Lacey and Naomi, right? So that hopefully builds to something a little bit better.
Are we turning either one of them here, or is it just going to be both of them are just going to say, screw it, you pissed me off, let's go at it?
We'll find out. But it was the right place to lay the groundwork, right?
Yeah. Because
Lacey can play a better heel than Naomi can.
Yeah, but I hate heel Lacey. I prefer.
No. Don't get me wrong. I prefer her prefer her as a face too. Y'all say worst segment of the year the past 2 weeks. Oh God, worst of the year. I don't know. I'd have to sit back and think about that. There's been some pretty shitty segments.
I wouldn't say worst of the year yet because it is WWE and the rate this year's going.
Yeah, but he's asking at this point. At this point, would it be the worst of the year? I don't know. I've seen some pretty shitty stuff. Oh, Magic. Bask in the glory, baby. Keith Lee is your new double champion.
Oh, big time. Oh, yes. Oh, baby. Here, speaking of, if you've seen a picture with him holding up the two belts, somebody put a side-by-side comparison of him and Triple H at WrestleMania. Triple H holding up the titles after winning Jericho.
Nice.
I was like, you know what? I'll take that comparison. That was a pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty solid. Overall, I think Great American Bash won out.
I give it 9
tremendously. I'd probably tell you an 8, 7.5, 8 out of 10. There are some moments I could do without. Like I could have probably did this in one night and gotten rid of a couple matches here and there. But overall, all right, let's take out the story. Let's take out whatever. There was a lot of good wrestling. Let's take out even on Fyter Fest. There's a lot of good wrestling.
Yes.
But did it live up to the hype that it should have? Not necessarily.
I give Fyter Fest like a 6, maybe a 5.
Yeah. I'd probably give it 5.5, 6. Because the wrestling, honestly, right? Like
the wrestling is where it was at, but the storylines are kind of.
At the end of the day, we watch it for wrestling.
Correct.
Right, and the wrestling was good. Raymond Rivera chiming in. What's going on, Raymond? Saying SmackDown was the worst episode last night. It was. It was horrid. Horrid. Like, so much so that, like, when we're putting this show together and everything like that, and poor Ralphie, right? He always gets, like, we wait till SmackDown's over, so he doesn't get it till, like, 9, 10 o'clock Saturday morning, and between him and Frank and Ryan, they all have to scramble to put our show together. So we send a huge thank out and a lot of love to them over there. But
yeah,
like, I didn't. I technically could have wrote the show Wednesday night.
Yeah, and that's
you know what I mean.
That tells you how bad SmackDown was this week. I mean,
it wasn't a whole. I mean, let's fuck it. Let's just talk about it, right?
They didn't advance much. All they did was add a couple matches to ECW, Horror Night, whatever.
Extreme Rules Horror Show.
Well, they've already changed it like 6,000 different names already. So like.
Good point.
Because they've already changed the name again. I think it was last week they changed the damn name again.
Well, and then you have, like, you start off with Miz TV to bring out Hardy, and we're talking about, and Edie says, after research, watch WWE channel, another channel, most fans thought karaoke segment considered worst segment of the year. And that's their opinion, buddy, right? I would have to sit back and really think about, because a lot of this year is melded together, and April felt like a decade for me personally. So right. I'd have to go back and remind myself what was this year. It might be. It very well might be, right? But Jeff Hardy versus The Miz comes out of Miz TV, and you have a horrible finish to that. Damian Estrada chiming in, what's up, buddy? Banks and Bayley versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. I've seen it a million times.
Yeah.
Right.
The sad part is, as long as Bayley and Sasha has those tag titles, we're going to see it a million more.
Mella is with Corey. That's where she's at right now. Then they cut to Braun versus Bray for Money in the Bank. Then we go to karaoke time. Jey Uso hosts a segment, right? Lacey starts with My Baby Tonight. Dana Brooke does the Honky Tonk Man's theme song. Tamina does Triple H's theme song. And then Naomi did Dusty's theme song. Right? And then there's the pull apart between her and Lacey, and it leads to a match, and Lacey wrestles in a dress. And Dana called Lacey a sore loser. Lacey pushes Tamina. It's a whole giant clusterfuck. Nobody wins. And we go straight to an AJ cutting a promo about beating Gulak. He's informed he's going to defend against Matt Riddle next week. Now I have a reason to watch SmackDown next week. Raymond says, I don't like the color details to the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. I don't either. It looks like Team Extreme 1999. And then once again, so you have a no finish in the last match, and you have another no finish with Nakamura and Cesaro versus the New Day. So really, you could have ended SmackDown after Bayley and Banks beat Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. SmackDown felt like America's Got Talent instead of a wrestling show. And we're done talking about SmackDown.
So, they haven't announced it yet, but I can already see it. Extreme Rules. I'm guessing we're going to get Cesaro and Nakamura versus the New Day in a tables match with the way it ended.
You don't say.
But, I mean, we are getting what? Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus in a bar fight.
And you know what? There really wasn't a whole lot from Raw either, right? They're still advancing the Seth Rollins, Rey Mysterio, everything.
I really want to know what an eye for an eye match is.
They unveiled the new title, which looks okay. Right? I did like the 6-man tag at the end. The Big Show and the Viking Raiders, Randy Orton, Andrade, and Angel Garza. I really like that. I liked Randy getting in Angel's face. Raven saying NXT was the best show this week, in my opinion. I really liked that.
You know, I feel like, could we see Orton kind of having, be a part of that stable?
No. Edie says, fire Paul Heyman or no. Vince McMahon still controls creative through Bruce Pritchard in charge. Wait for another worst segment from Vince McMahon. Dance and costume segment. Buddy, we get it, right? You didn't like the karaoke segment. It wasn't their best. SmackDown wasn't their best showing, right?
No.
You know, unfortunately, they dropped the ball this week. But coming off of the high of NXT, they get a pass.
I expected, not to mention, it was already taped, so I mean...
Yeah, and it was already taped, right? So, like, you get a pass right now with everything going on. And again, I said this way back in April. I'm going to give WWE and AEW a lot of rope. You know, especially for their week-to-week shows. Their Raws, their SmackDowns, their Dynamites, their NXTs. You know, but when you call something like Fyter Fest a Great American Bash, it has a different meaning to me. So your weekly shows, I'm going to give you a lot of rope. You're going to hang me with it. I understand that. And I'm well prepared.
Yeah. I mean, I can't really, like you said, you got to give them some rope because, I mean, with COVID and everything going on, you can't do much. There's too many people, or you don't get enough people in there to be able to do more. You can only have so many people in that ring at a time. Yes, there are fans there are fans, so to speak, their talent, but they're in the arena, but it doesn't have that same feel. Yes, they're all wearing masks. They're all 6 feet apart. They got the plexiglass in front of them, but it's still not the same as having all those fans around, having that, that rush, that feel, that moment. It's gonna look a little lackluster. It's gonna look,
Exactly. And realistically, there's not enough to pull from Raw or SmackDown this week.
No, because they're putting one basket in NXT and it paid the hell off.
Right. And you know that next week you have to kind of deliver big because you have Extreme Rules coming up. So it's okay to kind of, all right, we're going to progress a little bit, but we want to put our big focus on Great American Bash this week.
And that's
especially with it being night 2. Because even, like, now that I think about it, Raw and SmackDown the week before wasn't all that great. They wanted everybody to go to NXT.
Yes.
And watch that. And Raymond saying Karrion Kross going to come after Lee for the North American title. Absolutely. We said that earlier in the show, to Butter's point. He's going after the North American. So I don't really have a lot for Raw or SmackDown this week. Not enough to pull, NXT and even Fyter Fest. It's where it was at this week for professional wrestling.
And that's the good thing, is, would you have in those big shows, WWE, like you said, they could afford to slack off on Raw and SmackDown for 2 weeks because they can put all that focus, all that energy to making NXT that big one, and Raw and SmackDown can just kind of be, a little lax, give them guys a little bit of a break.
Well, yeah, and you can put more energy into making next week's Raw, next week's SmackDown really good. put on a great, even though Extreme Rules doesn't, and we're going to talk about Extreme Rules next week on our preview show.
And that's usually typical WWE fashion, though, is to, kind of, hey, we're getting it ready for our pay-per-view. They kind of slack off until like the week or two before. Then it's like, hype. Get it going.
Right. So I think we're going to build hype next week for it. I think that
We'll probably one or two.
I'm gonna give WWE again. Like I said, I'm gonna give them some rope. They're gonna hang me with it, but that's okay, right? Yeah, I don't have. Do you guys have anything else though for this week, Butters? I mean, it was a really, other than NXT and AEW, it was a really relaxed week for WWE and AEW.
I think this upcoming week, like you said, is going to be the bigger week because you've got Extreme Rules coming up. You've got this following Wednesday on NXT is, what is it? It's their other big event. The one with John Moxley versus Brian Cage. It's not Fyter Fest. What the hell are they calling it?
I don't know. What are they calling it? That's news to me. I didn't know they were calling it something special.
Yeah, they're calling it Fight for the Fallen, I think is what it is.
Okay. And Raymond saying, I'm tired of seeing Sasha and Bayley on all three shows. You're holding back the rest of the division. Yes and no. I think some of it is just getting people in, being able to put something together.
Yeah, because most people are staying home with COVID, with the whole COVID thing going on.
Yeah, so I think they're working with what they've got right now. They kind of back themselves in the corner in the women's division, and they're doing the best they can with it at this moment.
I mean, look at granted she's not doing much, but look at Lana. Both her parents caught it right now.
Right, exactly. So you're not going to see Lana for a while.
No. And then Renee Young, I think she caught it, or somebody close to her.
And Charlie Caruso got it twice.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard for them to do something with with people when people around them are getting it. So it's like they're trying. I think their hand is forced to stick with what they've got with the people that don't have it. You can't bring in somebody new and hope to God nobody else gets. It's the state of it's the state that we're in right now. As much as COVID sucks.
It does. It really does suck. Okay.
Yeah, it's fight for the fallen, because also this week we got Cody Rhodes versus Sonny Kiss. Somebody new. I don't even know who Sonny Kiss is, to be quite honest.
He's an independent. Can you still hear me?
Yes. You're echoing.
Okay, so just died.
Okay.
It actually works because we're pretty much just about done, right? Knox versus Io Shirai next week on NXT. But guys, for us here in this very ring, we want to thank you for joining us tonight. Okay, Butters, love you, buddy. I thank you for being here with me every single solitary week. We got to give the biggest shout out in the world to the hardest working man on the platform on a Saturday, Ralph Delavecchio. He was seeing the soccer show this morning. He did the interview this afternoon. He did our show tonight. This man has been all over the place today. So, Ralphie, thank you, buddy. We appreciate everything you do here for us.
Big time.
Probably should turn the fan off since now my headset's dead. Agree to disagree. Check them out. Sport Towns on Monday. Birds of a Feather on Tuesday. Ralphie, are you guys have your show Wednesday, right? Ralphie's in the private chat. Yes, so Fixing the PM will be on Wednesday. Lazy Booking, Hockey Happy Hour Thursday. Jimmy and the boys back again for On the Road to Victory. And then Kicking It Stateside Weekly Roundup. And then the premier wrestling show of A2D Radio returns next Saturday for their Extreme Rules preview show. Guys, at the end of Lazy Booking on Thursday, I'll drop the Universal Predictions ballots on the In This Very Ring show page. Make sure you're following us. It's at In This Very Ring on Facebook. Make sure you're following the channel right here at A2D Radio on Facebook, Periscope, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, you name it. Click that like button, click that share button.
subscribe, notifications, anything. If you're on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, whatever podcast site you're on, make sure you subscribe. Leave us a rating. If there's something you want to see, put it in those comments. We read them every day. We take a look at them, and we bring the fans what they want. For Butters, for Ralph, I'm Ritz. Guys, we will see you next week right here on Very Ring.
Peace.